Hello, good morning, and welcome to the Dutchin channel. It's Sunday, the 31st of March 2024, and it's approaching 10 to 9 in the morning. And we're going to be looking at the selections today for Fairyhouse. I've only just uploaded Cork, so they're up there for you if you want to have a look at the selections today. And before that, I had uploaded the Irish Grand National, which is tomorrow at 5 p.m. So I've got a few selections there in that race. And we're going to start today with the 125 at Fairyhouse. There is another 8-race card here today. That's running until 5:30. And before we get started, this was what cost me yesterday to lose money, Fairyhouse. Although I did have 4 seconds and some unlucky runnings, you don't get nothing for being unlucky. So I did make a loss here of £200 yesterday. Although I was 154 down by the end of the day, I clawed it back somewhere else a little bit. But this was the severely bad meeting. So we'll go through today's selections. Hopefully I can pick up something here. It's not something where you're unlucky all the time at one meeting. It will just be for that one day. I mean, I had Utoxeter a few weeks back. That was exactly the same. But that's why you have to bet in most races and all cards. Right, so let's start with the 125. One of my great races again that I like, where we've got all these horses that haven't seen a track. So let's just bring up the form there. You can see there's nothing, so there's no form for me, there's no ratings, so I can't do anything with this race. So we just put a line through the first up Fairyhouse, and that will be a no bet. Moving on to the second race, which is the 2 o'clock there, and we've got 16 go to post. There's no non-runners. And in the second race, and I always think to get these ones at the top that I can't pronounce. That's Boer Shellbock. I'm sure it's nothing like that. But that is our first selection. So we'll go into the 2 o'clock. And this happens to be favourite, or at the top of the market it looks like. And this is currently 5.5. And stakes of £18.18 would return £100. Our second selection is Ban Prionsa. And Ban Prionsa, that's currently trading at 18.5. And you'll see again today that there's still not a lot of money in the markets. So if you are going to do what I do and you're backing more than one horse in a race, wait till later on until the liquidity gets there. And on this horse, Ban Prionsa, stakes of £5.41 at the SP of 18.5 would return you £100. And our third selection is Explosive Boy. An Explosive Boy is a long way down there, and that's currently trading at 26. And stakes of £3.85 would return £100. And our fourth selection, the Other Mozzie. And the Other Mozzie, that's currently 25. And stakes of £4 would return £100. The fifth selection, Lucky Lyrene. And that is trading at 14. So we've got some good prices here. And that would require £7.14 to return £100. And our sixth selection is Secrecies of Stone. And Secrecies of Stone, this is currently 15.5 and would require a stake of £6.45 to return £100. And we'll have a quick look. We've laid out £45.03, so £4.97 still to play. And the 7th selection is Our Boy Rocky. And Our Boy Rocky, another one down the bottom there. That's currently trading at 19.5. And we'll just make sure that we've got the money there. We're going to put on this one £4.97. It's not far off what we needed actually. So that's stakes of £50. The first one we're going to look again is Our Boy Rocky. And Our Boy Rocky, if I can get the right one up, £4.97 on this one. And odds of 19.5 would return £96.91. And we've got 6 others running for us. And that's Bua Chalbot, Bam Prionsa, Explosive Boy, The Other Mozzie, Lucky Lyring, and Secrecies of Stone. One of those 6 would return £100. And one I've got you here at the moment, if you do go back to yesterday, we had a winner here called Mousy Brown, which was my second selection, that won at 67.5. So just that alone would have cleared everything there if you were backing in singles. Now our next race will be, so look, the 2:35 at Fairyhouse. Another big field here. We've got 18 going to post, and again at the moment no non-runners. And our top selection in this race is Jade de Grugy. I think that ran quite well at Cheltenham, if I remember. But yeah, there's horses already coming out that have run at Cheltenham, so we'll be able to see how they go. And currently, Jade de Grugy is favourite at 3.2. Not much value when you think of an 18-runner field, but there we go. £31.25 would return £100. And our second selection is Springtime Promise. And Springtime Promise, that's currently 19.5. That would require stakes of £5.13 to return £100. And our third selection, Only by Night. And Only by Night, that's trading at 34. And stakes of £2.94 would return £100. And our fourth selection, Look to the West. And Look to the West, that's a big outsider as well. That's trading at 80. That would require stakes of £1.25 to return £100. And our fifth selection is Bioluminance. Bioluminance. Yeah, that will do. And that's currently trading at 8.6. So we'll see what we've laid out before we get to that one. We've laid out 40.57. So the maximum there will be £9.43 to bring it up to £50 stakes. So looking on our last selection there, we'll go for Bioluminance. Is £9.43. That's our stake. We're going to times that by the SP of 8.6. So if this one was to win, it would return us £81.09. Still a nice profit on that one. And we've got 4 running for us, which is going to be Jade de Grugy, Springtime Promise, Only by Night, and Look to the West. One of those 4 would return £100. Then moving into the 310 at Fairyhouse, we've got 12 going to post here, and there's no non-runners at the moment. So into the 310. Our number one selection is No Flies on Him. So we'll go into Matchbook. And No Flies on Him, this is second in at the moment at 5.2. And stakes of £19.23 would return £100. And our second selection would be Gold Dancer. And Gold Dancer, this is a way down, this is 16.5. Stakes of £6.06 would return £100. And our third selection is Will Do. And Will Do is the outsider here at 46. Stakes of £2.17 would return £100. And our fourth selection would be Loughlin. And Loughlin, that's another biggish one at 16.5. And stakes of £6.06 would return £100. And our fifth selection would be fifth selection, De Capo. This one's trading at 5.1. And I'm just going to make sure we've got enough money for this one. Nope. So our maximum selection here would have to be £16.47. And that would bring us up to our £50 stake. So we're going to look at our fifth selection again. This is De Capo, £16.47 stake. We're going to times that by the SP of 5.1, and this will return us £83.99. So still a nice profit on that one. And the four that we've got running for us: No Flies on Him, Gold Dancer, Will Do, and Loughlin. One of those four would return us £100. And then moving into the 345 at Fairyhouse, we've got 8 going to post here for a grade 2 hurdle. And our number one selection would be Attaboy Charlie. So we'll go back into the exchange. And Attaboy Charlie, another big price in this race, 16.5. Stakes of £6.06 would return £100. And our second selection, Facile Mode. And Facile Mode, this is currently trading at 16. Stakes of £6.25 would return £100. And our third selection, Angostura. And Angostura, that's currently 12.5. And odds and stakes of £8 would return £100. Our fourth selection is Towns Evator. And Towns Evator is currently the favourite here at 2.86. So very close to 15-8. And we're going to just see if we've got enough before we work that one out. We can only put £29.69 on this. And that will bring it up to our stake of £50. So we'll start with Towns Evator, £29.69. We're going to times that by the SP of 2.86, This will return 84.91, so that's not too terrible. And our top three running for us: Attaboy Charlie, Facile Mode, Angostura. One of those three would return £100. So moving into the next at Fairyhouse with 420. This is a handicap chase and 9 go to post with no non-runners at the moment. And our number one selection here is Pat's Choice. And into the exchange once more. Pat's Choice. This is currently another outsider here at 13.5. Stakes of £7.41 would return £100. Then we've got Mount Frisco. Mount Frisco, this is currently 8.8 on the exchange, and stakes of £11.36 would return £100. Our third selection, the King of PRS, and that's a 15 shot at the moment with stakes of £6.67 to return £100. Our fourth selection is Captain's Nephew. Captain's Nephew, that's another one in double digits, that's 12.5. £8 there would return £100. And we'll just see how much we've got left to spend. We've still got £16.56 in the bank. Our fifth selection is Figure Rock. And Figure Rock, this is second favourite at 4.5. And that would require £22.22, which we don't have. But we do have £16.56. So that's our £50 stake in this race. £16.56 will be the stake for Figure Rock. We'll times this by 4.5, and that would return us £74.52. So still an okay profit for the fifth selection. And we've got 4 running for us: Pat's Choice, Mount Frisco, the King of PRS, and Captain's Nephew. One of those 4 would return £100. Then going into now the penultimate race at Fairyhouse. This would be the 455. And we've got a field of 7 going to post, no non-runners at the moment. And our top selection here is Zanahia. And going back into Matchbook, this is the penultimate. And Zanahia, this is currently 9.2, and stakes of £10.87 would return £100. Our second selection would be Spillane's Tower. And Spillane's Tower, that's now favourite there at 2.54, or just over 6 to 4. Stakes, looks like we're just going to need a little bit less than we've got. Yeah, we're 24 pence over the top. So we'll go 39.13. Stakes on that. And that puts our stake at £50. So Spillane's Tower, £39.13, times the odds of 2.54 would return us £99.39, so basically the £100 nearly. And Zanahia would be our number one selection to return £100. And moving now into the last race at Fairyhouse. This would be the 530. And full of horses that have never run before. So I'll just show you one of those. No form, no rating for me. And the last race here at Fairyhouse will be a no betting race. So we're going to go back into the first race at Fairyhouse to do a recap. The 125 is going to be a no betting race. Into the 2 o'clock, we've got 6 selections here. Bua Chalbok, Bam Prionsa, Explosive Boy, The Other Mozzie, Lucky Lyring, and Secrecies of Stone. And Our Boy Rocky will be the lower amount. The 235 at Fairyhouse, we've got 4 here. Jade de Grugy, Springtime Promise, Only by Night, Look to the West, and Bioluminance will be the lower amount. In the 310 at Fairyhouse, 4 go here for us. No Flies on Him, Gold Dancer, Will Do, Loft Lynn. One of those 4 will return £100, and D Capo will be the lesser amount. Into the 345 at Fairyhouse, we've got 3 here. Attaboy Charlie, Facile Mode, Angostura. One of those 3 would return £100, and Towns Evator would be the lower amount. Into the 420 at Fairyhouse, we've got 4 here. Pat's Choice, Mount Frisco, The King of PRS, and Captain's Nephew. One of those 4 win, it's £100, and Figure Rock would be the lower amount. And then into the 455 at Fairyhouse, we got 1 here. Zana here would return £100, and Spillane's Tower would be the lesser amount. And that will be the final bet, as there won't be one in the 530 at Fairyhouse. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you're lucky today, and I'll be back with the results show again tonight. Thanks for watching.